record. And today, they have a chance to set another state mark, 49 games without a loss. And in between, the death of their head coach, John Bowers Sr. And Steve, a lot for some young men to take.
Glenn, the emotional roller coaster that Randolph has been on is something none of us can really estimate or determine. It's a team that's been through an awful lot without being said. Today, one of the largest crowds ever to see a high school game, upwards of 12,000 maybe here at Woodman Field, and it's going to be interesting to see how these 17 and 18-year-old young men perform. Randolph, again, coming in, has not lost in 48 straight. Montclair, though, broke a 48-game winning streak of Westfield in 1973. Will history repeat itself? We'll have to see.
There's a lot of emotion on the Montclair side as well. There has been much speculation that Jack Davies, the 7-year coach of the Mounties, will step down at the end of this season.
It's been rumored before that Jack would step down. He'll be 60 in February, and the rumors which dogged Butch Fortunato, who preceded Jack, are following now against Davies. Jack told me that it's going to take a couple of weeks after the season, let the emotion wear off a little bit, and then make a decision. He will not say either way at this point.
So it's more than just the state finals for both these clubs. And on the field, let's talk a little bit about some of the key players. First, on the Randolph side of the ball.
Glenn, obviously, quarterback Mike Groh, one of the premier passes in New Jersey this year. He can hand the ball off to Justin Malinchak, an outstanding fullback who scored 22 touchdowns in all. Eric Shabe is an excellent wide receiver. Then you get linemen, Dave Mitchell at guard, Kevin Bray at tackle. They have it all offensively. Defensively, Malinchak at linebacker, Shabe in the secondary, Mitchell up front, along with a bunch of other players. They're strong on both sides, without being said.
And John Bauer Jr. now guiding that squad, 19 years an assistant to his father, John Bauer Sr. On the Montclair side, the Mounties 10-0, looking for their first ever 11-0 season. Who are their key players?
Well, Glenn, a multi-dimensional Montclair team. Quarterback Lamont Ponton, one of the most improved players in the state of New Jersey this year. 12 touchdown passes. He has 3 excellent receivers. Steve Sudavar, Jason Curry, who I predict will be in the NFL in 5 years. He's only a junior. And Brian Marriott, the tight end. They also have fine running backs, Terrence Garrison and Corey Higgins, and a strong, big line. They're basically a 2-platoon team, Glenn. As we know, Randolph goes with about 12 players.
There has been a lot of talk about that, the 2-platoon for Montclair versus the Randolph 12. John Bauer Jr. seems to say that won't make a difference today. What do you think?
I don't think so. At this point of the season, I agree with John Bauer Jr. In this kind of a day, it's cool in the high 40s, low 50s. I think emotion and everything that's riding on this game is going to carry both teams, regardless of who's going both ways.
Earlier this week, we got the players' perceptions of this big Group 4 state championship game, which will determine the #1 team in the state of New Jersey this year. Let's hear from a couple of players.
The approach in practice wasn't much different. We did the same thing we've done all year, but I think the attitude's different because the seniors realize that this is it. There is no next week, and this is our chance to make our final mark on Montclair football, win 11 games this year, something that's never been done in the history of Montclair football, and go undefeated, something that hasn't been done since 1964, I don't think.
This is definitely the most that's ever happened to any team with the streak and Mr. Bauer, and I don't know. I'm going to miss playing with these guys, but it's over now, so go out with a big win, hopefully.
Back at Woodman Field, 1990 North Jersey Section 2 Group 4 State Championship. The second-seeded Randolph Rams at Montclair against the top-seeded Mounties, a pair of unbeaten teams. Glenn Crooks along with Steve Tober as the captains meet at the midfield line for the toss of the coin to see who will kick and who will receive. Today's high school state championship game between Montclair and Randolph is made possible through the help of the following supporters: Venturini's Super Deli, Fast Cash for Cars, All Auto Insurance, Shade Tree Garage, Ion Weather, Anthony's Pizza and Family Restaurant, the Crusader Soccer Camp, the Hub Office Center, Marcello's Sporting Goods, the Soccer and Sneakers Stop, Robbins of Randolph, and the Mount Freedom Golf Shop, along with Mars County Muscle and Strategic Planning Associates. Steve Tober, #1 ranking on the state, in the state, on the line, and And I know in that Tober Polakowski top 25, Montclair and Randolph over the last couple of weeks have been 1-2.
And some discussion with Art Polakowski whether to move Randolph up to #1 this week, but we'll see what happens today. Whoever wins is obviously going to be #1 and possibly in the top 5 in the country. Montclair was #6 in USA Today this week.
2 top defenses. Randolph with shutouts in 3 of their last 4 games. Montclair, they've blanked the opponents in 4 of their last 5.
Defensively, both teams, or Randolph's first unit, has given up 2 touchdowns on the season. Montclair with those 4 straight shutouts towards season's end before last week's 42-21 victory over Morris Knowles, a game everybody thought would be low scoring. So let's see what happens today. Who knows, will it be low scoring or a high scoring affair?
In the tournament semifinals last week, as Steve alluded to, Montclair 42, Morris Knowles 21, and Randolph eliminating Union 6-0. Getting set for the kickoff. It'll be Brad Lister, number 32. For the Montclair Mounties in their home blue with white trim. Randolph with their white and navy blue trim. The Rams will receive Justin Malinchak, standing at about his own 3-yard line, flanked on the left by Garrick Wilson and on the right by Mike Barrett. Hope you enjoy the broadcast this afternoon on Scholastic Sports Sunday. Randolph at Montclair for the Group 4 state championship and the #1 ranking in the state, and a whole lot of other things on the line. Randolph today playing for immortality, as Coach John Bowers Sr. put it earlier this year. They have won 48 consecutive games. Number 49 would give them the state record for consecutive games without a loss. Westfield won 48 games without a loss, including 2 ties, 1967 through 1973 under Coach Gary Keeler. And we have a delay in the start of the game due to the wind knocking the ball over twice, and Lister will try to do it one more time. And we're underway at Woodman Field. High end over end, picked up on one hop by Malinchak at his 10. Malinchak with some room and knocked down at the near sideline after he gets across the 35-yard line. Randolph 1st and 10.
Excellent run back there, Glenn, by Malinchak. Saw an opening on the left side and gives the Rams good field position right off the bat.
The Randolph offense in the backfield, along with quarterback Mike Groh as senior, Justin Malinchak, the fullback, also as senior. Halfbacks Mike Barrett, number 20, and number 34, Dan Duran, both juniors, with Duran and Barrett. Malinchak takes the pitch, cuts inside, good yardage for the Rams. Up near the 45-yard line, Justin Malinchak.
Great blocking there, Glenn. Woody Lucas on the left side opening up a good hole there. And if the Rams can blow Montclair off the ball that well, it won't matter how big the Mounties are.
The ends are number 17, Eric Shea, for the Randolph offense, a senior, and number 81, Garrick Wilson, also a senior. Mike Groh, the talented quarterback, pitches again to Malinchak. Similar play. Randolph on 1st down after the 10-yard pickup by Malinchak. They just get a couple this time as Mark Elder put the hit on the 5'11", 195-pound senior fullback.
Mark Elder and Kevin Garrett share time at that defensive guard position. And the Mounties will interchange players, playing as many as 20, 21 guys, while Randolph will go basically with 12.
The Rams have done that all season long. It did not hurt against Union last week. Union, a more physical team, bigger than the Rams, but Randolph dealt with it properly and came away with a win. Short pass to Barrett, another 1st down for the Rams. Barrett loose down the sideline into Montclair territory and much more down to the Mountie 30-yard line. So Randolph driving well on their initial series.
Glenn, right now the Montclair Mounties seem a little shell-shocked, and Barrett wide open on that little swing pass, and Montclair seems like they don't have their feet wet, so to speak, in terms of getting in the run of this game, because Randolph's moving right now very successfully.
It may be safe to say that the Mounties have not, in their previous 10 games this season, played such a versatile offense. We'll see what happens happens on first down. Malachak gets probably less than a yard. Darrell Lipscomb and Howard Goldborn. Goldborn playing what is referred to as a linebacker position, but the way Montclair plays, they almost play 6 up front. Correct, Steve?
That's right, Glenn. They call it a 4-3, but the linebackers, just as in Randolph, 6'2", pinch up on the outside, and they're usually standing, but they're basically a 6'2".
They give Malachak a 2-yard gain. Duran with his first carry, running strong but hit hard as he got to the 25-yard line. Third down coming up for the Rams, a 1-yard pickup. Corey Higgins, the talented junior. What? All right, we're back. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We missed one big run by Mike Rowe to get Randolph into outstanding field position against the Mounties. Down near the 10-yard line, it's a 2nd and 7 for Randolph. Malachak again cutting inside. He's near the goal line for Randolph.
Again, the left side of that offensive line for Randolph, opening up a huge hole. Woody Lucas, Dave Mitchell, and the center Mark Schmidt. And right now, Randolph's just blowing Montclair off the ball, Glenn.
Very difficult from our vantage point, and I hope you'll bear with us throughout the broadcast to see exactly to our left, especially into the sun, where the ball is, but we do know it's a Randolph first down and goal to go from the 3-yard line of Montclair. This is the opening series of the ball game for the Group 4 state championship in Montclair. Randolph looking to complete another perfect season. And it's first and goal to go from the 3. In the backfield with Mike Rowe, the quarterback, it's Malachak and Duran. Duran gets it this time, and he's in. Touchdown! Randolph takes the 6-0 lead over Montclair.
The proficient machine, which is Randolph football, just demonstrated why they've won 48 straight games. They come in here, they're unintimidated. They just come out and they drive right down the field against a team many people think is the best in New Jersey, but Randolph right now has the early lead.
And they'll go for the single-point conversion with Shabe holding. Grow looking for his 23rd successful conversion. It's up and it's good. And Randolph leads Montclair with 8:24 remaining in the first quarter, 7-0. A 10-play drive over 65 yards. And Duran with a 2-yard touchdown run to cap it off. And the Rams taking the early lead. And I think on the opposite side of the field, it's a stunned Montclair crowd.
I'd say shell-shocked, Glenn. I don't think Montclair can believe what's just happened. I have not seen a team drive on Montclair at any point this season other than possibly Bergen Catholic. And Randolph comes right off the bat, blocking extremely well up front, which is a great sign for Randolph fans at this point of the game.
So Randolph will kick it off with Mike Rowe, who does it all. Quarterback, free safety, plays on all the special teams. He's the punter as well. And it's a low spinning kick picked up by one of the short men for Montclair. And the Mounties will begin their first drive of the day with excellent field position. Brian Marriott was the man who picked it up and took it across the 35. Montclair will start from their own 37-yard line.
And Glenn, Randolph electing not to kick deep. Gary Sistrunk, the deep man from Montclair, has run back one for a touchdown, another one 80 yards to set up another touchdown this year.
8 minutes left, first quarter. Splitting wide to the right, Steve Sudavar and Lamont Ponton, the much talked about quarterback for Montclair. First play is a handoff. Kevin Bray made the stop initially as Terrence Garrison, who comes into the game with 1,007 yards on the season, stopped dead in his tracks, perhaps half a yard on the pickup. 2nd down and 10 for Montclair.